Hi everyone, welcome to Wednesday's Word, which means it's not me today, but today's study is brought to you by Louise Shaw. And this is study number 8. It is entitled The Atonement, and we're going to be looking at Leviticus 16, verses 8 to 10. So, without further ado, let me hand over to Louise.
Hello everybody, it's so lovely to be with you for your third Wednesday of this study. I hope you're all keeping well. I'm definitely missing seeing you every week. I hope you're enjoying this time with your family despite the circumstances that we're in. As many of you know, I am prone to damaging things. Mum still mourns for her beautiful ornaments, each one with a special memory, each one missing a small part after I was tall enough to reach the windowsills and bring them down for inspection. Victoria's individually named cacti, they might also have taken a topple or two in my efforts to help dust the house. Emily has one less favourite jumper after a slight issue with the tumble dryer, and maybe don't get Dad started on the washing line in the car incident. All accidents, I promise. But if someone damages something that belongs to you, it's going to cost somebody something. In order to fix the damage, either the person who did the damage, a third party, or you have to pay. While in the wilderness, God introduced a series of rituals the Israelites have to follow in order to recognise the seriousness of their sin, the holiness of God, and the need for reconciliation, for things to be made right. And at the very centre of this system was the Day of Atonement, a day that was all about paying the price in order to fix the damage. We read about one of those rituals in Leviticus chapter 16, verses 8 to 10. So let's read it together. He is to cast lots for the two goats, one lot for the Lord and the other for the scapegoat. Aaron shall bring the goat whose lot falls to the Lord and sacrifice it for a sin offering. But the goat chosen by Lot as the scapegoat shall be presented alive before the Lord to be used for making atonement by sending it into the wilderness as a scapegoat. For the Israelites, the atonement, the payment, it involved two goats. One goat was sacrificed and its blood was shed. Life left its body. That's the consequence of sin, the damage. It destroys life and it carries a death sentence. The second goat was brought in front of all of the Israelites. The priest would lay his hands on the goat while the people confessed their sins. The goat was then released into the wilderness, never to be seen again. The sins of the Israelites had literally been taken away from them. But as Christians, we have an even better Day of Atonement. The sacrifice made by the high priest once every year for the Israelites, Jesus did once for all. Now we only need one Day of Atonement, the day Jesus died on the cross. Jesus offered the last and the final sacrifice. He paid the price for all of our sin. We cause the damage, but we don't pay the repair bill. As I was reading through all this, one of my favourite hymns just kept coming back through my mind, and it's Jesus paid it all. And the chorus of that says, Jesus paid it all to him I owe. Sin had left a crimson stain. He washed it white as snow. Jesus paid it all. Have you accepted his payment? Have you turned from your sin? Have you trusted in him? And if you have accepted his payment, some versions of this song go on to remind us, "Oh, praise the one who paid my debt and raised this life up from the dead." How are you praising him? How are you sharing this amazing news that Jesus paid it all? So I just pray that as you read over this, as you maybe go away and listen to the words of Jesus paid it all, or as you read back over those verses, that you will be challenged about how God sent his son to pay the full price for all of our sin, and how can we praise him and how can we share this great news with everyone else.